Welcome to Purple Passions Boutique to your news break live. I am Ulysses Clark, and I am late again. So welcome to the live show. Please come on in here so we can get our news break out of the way and get our talk on. We haven't talked in a couple weeks, so it'll be good to finally be back with you guys and talk with you guys. Had some flu and sickness going on a little while back, but everybody's recovered, so I'm glad you guys are going to be able to be here with us today. I didn't see that over there. So when you come in, please say hello. So somebody peep in and dash out. Come in and say hello. How you doing, Miss Jones? Thank you for being here. You guys come into the Purple Patches news break, okay? We normally do this once a week. It's been a couple weeks because I've been out of the net, but I'm back. So hello, good afternoon to you. Thank you for being here, Queen. So we're going to talk about what's been happening in Purple Patches Boutique over the past couple weeks. Issues, concerns, good things, bad things, negative, positive. And we're going to talk to our community, and we're going to get that feedback and get our solutions on and our resolutions on, okay, during the holiday season. So I hope everybody's enjoying the holiday season and spending some time with family. Hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving too. So
I'm going to tag some people.
If you guys can, please tag at least 10 people and also share this out on your personal pages, okay? So let's see who else we got up here. I see somebody else popped up in here, so we got two. Thank you guys for being here. Like I said, I am late, and I apologize to you guys for that personally. You know, 1,000,001 shirts that I have, and I can't find one to fit, right? So I just happened to select the one, and then I can't find the top to go to it. So, you know, the normally females have that problem. I had that problem today, right? So I got myself together now. You know, my wife screamed at me, you know, you're late and everything else. So I'm here now, right? So I made it here in one piece. So good morning, Miss Wilson. You're from Cali. Cali swag. Cali. Okay. Miss Jones, where you coming in from? I'm here in Milwaukee, but home is what I call the Sunshine State, which would be Florida. But I guess I'm a Wisconsinite, so they say up here, right? Because I've been up here a few years. But this is the last place the military dropped me off at. So I'm here in Milwaukee. But Milwaukee's pretty nice. Pretty nice. If you guys ever come to Wisconsin, go see Milwaukee, see Green Bay, see Sheboygan, see a few of those places. Not that far from Chicago, you know, so that's good. Who else we got up in there? I see a couple more people peeping up in there. If you in here, let me know where you're from.
I'm tagging at least.
Represent where you're from. Where you from? where you guys coming in
almost
at?
like a threat. Where you from?
Yeah, where you from, right? I just didn't do it in my little John voice, right? Thank you guys for being here, okay? So you guys come into this community chat. We're getting ready to talk about a few things, okay? So and I want you guys feedback too. That's why we do this. We do this not only for the discussion, but also to get the feedback from you guys. South Kakalaki, okay. South Carolina, we in here. Mississippi, okay. David Banner territory. Got a lot of family out of Mississippi too. That's actually on my father's side where everybody's from. Any Clark and McKenzie's out there, that's me. And out there in Tennessee too. What else we got? So, well, thank you for being here, Miss Worthy, Miss Turner. Okay. Where you guys from? Let me know where you coming in from. I always like to know that because you might have somebody from some outer areas that you haven't heard of, right? So, you know, that's good. That's good. I like to try to get people from all four corners of the U.S. in here, you know, and let you guys be a part of our community and we can talk about things. And maybe if you're here, you're going to hear some things that may help you. If you're not a part of the Purple Patches community, you may hear some things that you can carry over to your neck of the woods or wherever you're at, right? So this is why we do this, you know, and every input is good. Some people see different things and other people do have a different viewpoint. So that's where we discuss all that right here.
Hey, ladies.
So, Queens, my wife is here.
Good afternoon
She's
to
in the
everyone.
back.
Yes.
You know, so I had to get my nerves down because she was on me. She's on me, you guys. She was on me, man. You see that sweat right here, right? She was on
Oh
me.
my God.
She said, you late? You telling people to be on time and you late? And I'm like, yeah. She goes, oh, so you can't figure out what you need to wear? She's like, put me on timeout. I got to start getting ready an hour and a half early now because I was late one time today, right? It's like your mother, right? You say you got straight A's, you come home at one time with that C, and she figure about all the A's and the honor rolls you made. She like, you got a C, and that's a problem. And she gonna make you remember that your whole time through school until you finish and you get out the house. You remember that time you got the C? Mom, I got 75 A's, for you, my whole career, right? So
75 A's.
Parents, they remember, but they be on you. So.
We want to discuss today the news break, and we missed the last news break because we were sick. Like my whole family went down, with my husband included, and therefore we didn't have no news break last week, but we had one before that. So we want to catch up on points. And do you have your points?
Do I have the points? I do not have the points.
You don't have the points.
Because you and the admin expert was talking about it last night, and you guys went in so deep, I couldn't even hang with you guys to that late at night.
Oh yeah, you fell asleep.
They were in there. They were in there going in on points, right?
Hey, Miss Carmen.
The admin team all the way until probably like 1:15 in the morning, right?
Yes, we was discussing.
I couldn't even hang with her. I made it to about 12:30. That was it. Finito for me. So
I would say our very first point is about the situation where we have one of our sellers is going overtime.
Well, before we start there, I want to start with another one first. And that's the point. Okay. Because I know I'm going to forget this point. Mm-hmm. So let me go ahead and kick this off, right? So first thing I want to let you guys know that, like I said, I welcome you guys to Purple Pageant Boutique. And Purple Pageant Boutique is unique, okay? We are very unique, and we're one of a kind. So how we do things, how we stand on business, how we conduct our business, the things that we are putting in through our community, are going to be very different, and it's going to be a different format than what you get from over there, down to late fees, ghosting, what ghosting is, and all these different terminologies that we have over here. You'll even hear a term over here called PIF, which is paid in full. So if you're, we'll say you're piffed, then you got to hit the power button in the top left corner, right here.
Oh God!
And then hit the button right there at the red light. And then you're gonna hit that, and then you're going to.
Okay.
And then we should be up on that screen right there on the big screen. I'm sorry, Queens. So and why do I say that is because we get a lot of people that come in and ask us questions. Mm-hmm. We get a lot of people that come in and they come into our community, love our community, and say, hey, I got treated like this over here. I'm not a name thrower. I'm not a name basher. I don't talk about nobody's business. How people run their business, how they run their business. That's the first thing that I put out to everybody. The next point is that I want everybody to understand that how we do things on Purple Passions will not be the same how you go somewhere else outside of our community and our network and you shop with different people and you do different things. It's going to be completely different. So I can't align my policies with an outside agenda, okay? But if you say, hey, I was in this situation and this is how it happened, then I can say, okay, this is how I would have handled the situation. This is the correct way to handle the situation. And just different ways that you got to look at how that situation may have, It's a different way that situation could have been handled. And I say that to say this. We had a client and she was struggling with paying, right? So she was saying, okay, I can't pay. Now I gotta wait till somebody comes to help me. So I wasn't really understanding that whole traffic. But I know this person. This person has been put on different lists. She's always paid me, and I've known this person for a while, right? So I don't know what that other agenda is or what happened in those situations. So I don't speak on that. But come to find out, as you get to know the people in your community better, I got a message and she was like a distress call. I couldn't do this. I accidentally overpaid this person and I overpaid them and they took me for $350. I don't know how to get it back. I couldn't make this payment. Now I'm going to go to this. And this person just broke down and went hysterical, right? And I was like, hey, calm down. I'm like, actually, your payment went through to this person, so you're good. All the other payments from everybody else, they came back to me that they're good. calm down. You're going to be okay. And then I was able to provide the advice if you have any problems with payment, you know, and I just kind of broke that down for her. Now, the message that got back, she said, God bless you. Thank you so much. And then it turns out she starts telling me about her medical history over the past 8 months. Stroke, seizure, brain surgery, this, and that. And I'm like, whoa. You know, now I've been dealing with this person for, you know, probably a year and a half. And I didn't even know this last 8 months was like this, right? So it kind of made me, in a way, understand that it's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes, but also I understood that she got mistreated when she stepped outside of our network. Now, like I said, you know,
I have to say something on that. So she got scammed actually. That lady, she's an older lady, and I don't want to say no names. She got scammed by a seller that she went on. Normally, she's always on Purple Passions, and what we can say with my husband.
This is just two of them.
There's two of them.
There's two of them. Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm gonna talk about this one right now. So, so she got scammed from another seller, and like I said, we don't name any names or anything, you know, any platforms. We're not gonna do that. But what happened was that she was always on Purple Passion. She went and shopped with somebody else on another platform, and she submitted payment. And the payment was close to $200. So that was not an easy payment of $13 or $20 or whatever, you know, that was a $200 almost payment. Mm-hmm. And that person said that she didn't receive the payment. Mm-hmm. So, it was obviously a back and forth going, and she ended up messaging me, in the middle of the night. So me and my husband, we took care of it. We looked into it. And she sent me her bank information, you know, not the bank information, but how she sent the receipt, how she sent it out to her, that it got out of her bank account to that person. Hey, Miss Jackie. So
hello,
at the end, the seller that she was shopping with tried to scam her for that money. So we got involved. We start messaging the seller. We start, you know, contacting the person. And then all of a sudden, surprisingly, in the middle of the night, she received payment. So, and this is something that I would like to say is very sad. It's very, very sad. It's very unprofessional, and this is something that is, I don't even have words for this. You know, I don't have words for this because the lady is over 80 years old.
How you doing, Miss Janice?
So you cannot go and scam somebody almost for $200.
Reach over here real quick. Go ahead.
Okay, sorry. You cannot go and scam somebody for over $200 and say, a payment not received, and that woman is on nerves, you know, and we know for a fact that she is always a payer. She always pays her invoice. So she was crying. She was on nerves. She almost had a heart attack. I'm telling you, it was that bad. So I'm honestly shocked because of this, and I'm not saying that everybody on Purple Passion is perfect, you know, but what I'm saying is that we can navigate situations like this. We can reach out to whoever you shop with if there is a problem or whatever. But nobody ever, hello, Miss Tina, nobody ever gets scammed, I would say, on Purple Passions, because we pretty much know everybody who goes on the platform as a seller, right?
Hello, Miss Tina.
So, what was the other one?
Yeah, so, you know, that was one situation, and then the other one was the fact of the matter that she made the payment. She paid the wrong person. She paid a different amount. There was no tracking as far as invoice, paperwork or anything. And then she overpaid, and she never got the money back, right? So, you know, what I understood a few things, right? That as much as sellers can end up getting scammed, shoppers can get scammed too. It is the holiday time, so you need to be more careful and take care of yourself. In the event that you don't know how to do something, get somebody that's sufficient enough to be around you that can take care of things for you. That's
yeah.
Excuse me. A dry spot in my throat. Ooh, excuse me.
It's good now?
Good now. That's for seller and shopper, because sellers can become shoppers too, right?
Hey, ladies.
Also, I understood that I got a lot of people that shop, right? And I don't know if you guys know this, but you got a lot of people that are disabled, that are handicapped, and they struggle. Like, they can't get out and get clothes is what I'm saying. So they're here shopping with you in order to get these clothes and these items, right? So I'm not telling you to be more lenient, but to know your community and your demographics is going to be one of the most important things that I'm hitting home on right now for everybody. I've preached this so much, but you need to know your demographics and who you're dealing with, right? Because all the time, it's not that a person doesn't want to pay you or can't pay you. It's that that person is actually disabled and handicapped. You know, I don't know if anybody's dealt with handicapped people before. If you've taught any of them, worked with any of them, if you've got any of them in your family, you know, I can tell you many veterans. You know, I got friends that are paralyzed from the neck down. I got friends that are missing arms, missing legs. I got a lot of friends that just combat related and they're not disabled, right? So they can't do a lot of things. You know, if you know anybody that's quadriplegic or people that are in wheelchairs, they're sometimes taking 13 medications to keep themselves functioning and to keep the pain away and to keep themselves going. You know, I say that because my father's in that condition, okay? So what I'm saying is that, you know, you got to have a lot of patience and got to understand a whole lot more than just always requesting and requiring things from people, okay? But it still doesn't make it right for people to get scammed on either side of the fence. It doesn't make it does, you know, it's always about doing the right thing. And I'm not going to say that everybody should be doing what Purple Passion Boutique is doing or what my sellers are doing, but I can say pretty much I know my sellers and my sellers are pretty much in check. My sellers understand what's the right things are. The sellers understand policy. And guess what? If I don't know, then I have veteran sellers on my page, and I can go look up and say, hey, how do you do this? You know, what do you know about this? Do you know this person? I can go back and resource a lot of different things, right? So what you know, that it hurts to hear people in your community that you know that have such a good experience with you that they want to take that experience from here and go venture out and say, hey, let me go out here and check other people out, because I tell them you should. Everybody's selling something. They may have something that you like, right? So they jump out there and then they get mistreated. Then they're back home. They're like, hey, I don't even know what happened. You know, this is not a, you know, I didn't have a good experience, you know. Right. And when they call crying, it's even worse, you know, because you don't want to hear somebody in their 70s crying. You know, they're too old for that kind of stress over something simple as they made a payment, they got proof, and then that person saying you didn't pay them, or they overpay and they act like they didn't receive the money and they know they overpaid, and you can see the ticket on that too, and no mas, nobody knows anything, right? So,
and this has nothing to do with being handicapped,
right?
You know, or anything. This is period with everybody. Like, you don't scam, and we don't scam here on Purple Passions, and I expect everybody else not to do that, because this is just
okay, Miss Alicia. Okay, you can watch the replay.
Yeah, this is just sad, you know. This is nothing what anybody should experience, and you also don't want things like this happen to you. That's what I always say.
Right.
So whoever did that to one of our shoppers, and she shops almost with everybody, you know. Whoever did it to her, I always say karma is there, you know, and I don't wish nobody nothing, but I always say be careful what you're doing to others, because it come back to you. You know, this is a simple thing.
You know, and that's, you know, Miss Green, she said that's sad, but you definitely agree with what you. So that's the Bible. I live by a principle, you know, and I live by the principle. Me and my family live by this principle that in life, you know, what you put in exactly what you put in, exactly what you get out. But you don't, your punishment and your payback for reaping what you sow is not a basis of what you did. It's about how much damage you did to people in that situation, you know. So, and I teach my son this: if you make fun of somebody and that person goes and, God forbid, does something to somebody else or does something to children at school because he's upset because you made fun of him, your payback is going to be related on how much damage that person did to other people and how bad it affected him, not just on you making fun of him, you know. So you have to be very, very careful about what you do in life, because life will wait until you're at the top of the mountain and then come and knock you off that mountain because of something that you did and being selfish. And that's kind of the biggest problem in the world. I feel like it's selfishness. And I'm not here to preach, but that is the truth. If you've been around life long as I have, you know, and been through some things and around a few corners and blocks, you understand that very quickly, that life will come back and get you very quick when you do wrong.
And right now we got to be all careful, because right now it's the holiday seasons. In the holiday seasons, it is proven that, for one, people they do a lot of suicide, you know, they're affected of that. So depression, anxiety, pain is high, you know, sorrow, loss, all kind of stuff is moving in, you know. And also people are frustrated because a lot of people don't have money. A lot of people cannot give those presents, you know, that the family maybe requests for them. So you see a lot of robberies, you see a lot of violence, you know, during the Christmas time. Crime is picking up, etc. And then you see also in the thrifting community, crime is picking up because what we just explained. So there is a lot, you know, going on. So we have to, not only shoppers have to be careful, also sellers have to be careful because the scam is on both sides, you know, always is what I'm saying. But like I said, have your eyes open, you know, you cannot shop with everybody, and you know this too. So I always keep telling everybody this, watch out who you're shopping with. Pretty much everybody that goes on Purple Passion, and I'm saying this again, you can be safe shopping with, because if the person is constantly coming on, then you might be able to shop good, you know, because the person is shipping out packages, the person is paying the invoices, you know, so you know you are on the safe level right here. But when you go somewhere else and we don't know this person and you ask me and I cannot give you no answer, I don't know, you know. So, and this is not for keeping you here. This is just, you know, to be aware of what's going on outside, you know, outside the community.
Thank you. Yep. And thank you, Ms. Green, for your comment. She said, that's sad, but you definitely reap what you sow. That's the Bible. Miss Cooper, thank you for being here. She says, hello from Augusta, Georgia here. I've been out there in Augusta. I was out there at Fort Gordon for a while. Blessings to you. Thank you for being here. And Miss Jackie Lilo says, that's happened to me from a seller a year ago. That's why I only shop with who I know. I'm on a budget. I can't afford that. That's why I use Afterpay. Right. And says, I will catch the replay. I have to go back to work. Okay, great. Thank you. Yes, please catch the replay if you can. So, you know, again, your shopping experience here is going to be different when you step outside of the network. Again, we can't bind anybody by what our policies are, but, you know, we're not telling you to stay here. We're just saying, hey, be careful during this time of year to make sure that you're doing good and safe transactions with people, both seller and shopper. Make sure you're taking care of yourselves, your mental health, your stress, everything that you're doing, and make sure that you are treating yourself and others with self-care, okay?
So my next point that we have today is going to be pre-orders. Let's call it pre-orders. So we had a situation that a seller reached out to me. She's a seller actually, and she shopped with another seller, and the seller offered items. You know, she saw that. She said, okay, yeah, I would like that. She said, okay, after the live, come and you know, reach out to me and we talk about this. So this is not the first time this happened, and that's why I'm talking about this again. So if you see something that you would like with a seller and the seller tells you, I will order that for you because I don't have it and you need to pay me up front, the answer should be on this one, no. You will not give nobody money up front if the person don't have it. That means that if the person is willing to sell it to you, or the other seller selling it to you, then the seller need to go order it, and when it's arrived in that person's house, then she can reach out to you and say, hey, I have it here. You can now purchase that. You should not put any money up front in somebody's hands. Period. Okay? So this is just a warning right here. And it happens a lot, you know, that people do that. And they be like, okay, or they be like, I don't have the money to order that, you know, give me the money and I will order it for you. And then when you don't like it or when the item is not available or you cannot get what you wanted, then that person is not willing to give that refund for you, for your money. So she offers then store credit. This is also a no-go, okay? So be careful what you're putting, you know, yourself into, because you don't have to do all that. If you want to order something, order it yourself.
And just a caveat off that, I already covered this a while back.
Jackie.
I think I did a presentation on it and I posted it, right? So like I said, not reading the material that's posted and then saying I didn't know or I haven't heard this before, it still doesn't grant you any leniency in the situation. And just going forward, like I said, I've covered that, and I just want to say this, okay? Make sure your transactions are being done and you have a paper trail and it's documented, okay? It's the same as when I tell you when somebody doesn't pay, you should be documenting the time the person doesn't pay. If they don't pay you, you have 3 infractions from that date and say, hey, you didn't pay on this day, log it in. Didn't pay on this date, log it in. Archive that, or you can archive that invoice, okay? On that third time, then you can, if you want to put them on a ghoster list, fine. It's not ethical, but do what you feel like you need to do. If you want to block them, that's fine. That is ethical. You can do that, but make sure you let them know that you're blocking them, and go from there. But make sure you have 3 circumstances, not in your mind, but documented so that you can stand on business that way, all right? So, and when you're doing transactions, it should always be on paper, so you have that paper trail. So don't reach out and say, hey, I want this item back. Well, I can't get it but I can order it from you. So give me this up front, and then I'm gonna order it for you. That's not how we do in business. What you got on hand is what we're selling. Okay. If you got something on hand and you run out and you say, hey, I'm getting some more, I got something in, that's something completely different. So don't misunderstand that either. Okay. Because you may have something and say, hey, I got some more coming in. It's not here right now. When it gets in, I get with you, and then we'll do the exchange. But it should be, if they pay you, you should be grabbing that item, and you should be sending, or you should be receiving payment when you have the item on hand. Okay. That's how that works. I don't want that running across my platform that way, across our platform, across our community, because in the past that has hurt us. I've seen sellers argue. I've seen sellers split apart, and I've seen sellers, and I lost a seller that way just because of a way somebody else was doing business. Okay. And I had to step in and say, hey, that's wrong. Well, I've been doing it like this for years. I don't care if you've been doing it for years. It's not how things is working, because it shouldn't come into a dispute where a mother and a daughter are into it, and one's a seller with another seller over something like this. Okay. So that's not good ethical business, not good clean business. We don't want that to happen. So follow the game plan that we're giving you on that. Don't do it. Don't let it happen. Stop doing all these under table deals that everybody's doing, and then you don't pay your invoice. Then everybody's mad, and then at the end, when nobody can decide what to do, they contacted me and my wife on the inbox talking about, hey, I need help because this is what such and such did, and such did this. Then they exchanging messages and all this stuff. Okay, everybody's growing. Everybody needs to be able to handle that stuff. But if you just do it the right way, you won't have that problem. Okay. So, and with that said, my next point is pay your invoices. Pay your invoices. All right, pay your invoices. Pay invoices, okay? It's a lot, and I know a lot of sellers it's a lot for, there's circumstances where we have to reach out, right? We got it. But, sellers shouldn't have to jump through hoops, and slide the home base, and try not to get out in order to get a payment from you guys, okay? So you guys see the invoice. We can see when you view it. We see the invoice, pay it, okay? If you can't pay it, reach out, set up some type of way that you can work out that transaction with people. You want your holiday stuff, and they want to get rid of this stuff for the holidays too. Everybody's trying to support whatever it is their agenda is, okay? But that's going to take people paying their invoices. What you got, babe?
So that is also towards paying invoices. Mm-hmm. So we was recently confronted with a situation from a elderly lady. She was considered being a ghoster of not paying her invoice, right? So we reached out, and she all of a sudden broke down and said that she cannot remember even shopping. She cannot remember creating that invoice. She cannot remember anything. She has to wait till her daughter comes. Mm-hmm. So with that said, we found out later from the daughter started messaging, and she said that her mother has dementia. So, with that said, we don't know this. We are sellers, right? We don't know how old that person is. We don't know the medical condition. We don't know what's going on the other side, right? Right. We see names. We see Jackie Lilo. We see Olivia Jeffries. We see LaToya Coleman. We see names, okay? Right. So, we don't have no personal, only with a few contact with the seller. I mean, with the shopper. We don't. We only see names, and we can assume, she might be maybe in her 50s, or she might be maybe in her 60s, but we don't know whether you had an accident, like for example, I know Miss Jackie Lilo. She has a foot and leg problem right now. Had an operation, So when we looking into that, we don't know what the situation is. So finding out that this lady had actually dementia and is shopping, on platforms, that kind of shocked us a little bit with my husband, because we did not expect anything like this. And then the daughter was like, I will take care of everything. I will pay the invoices. She shop with many people, but don't worry about it. I will take care. So, but the mother basically has no clue that she even shopped. So, and we are quick to say as sellers, oh, she's a ghost there and she's this. But in all actuality, this woman has really a medical condition, So we got to be aware of this too, because anything can happen.
Right. So what my wife is saying is that we don't, like, we're seeing names and we're seeing, claim numbers, etc. We're not able to go inside and know exactly what's going on with the person. So, basically, if you can get that line of communication opened up, then that's great. But knowing your demographics a little bit is going to help. And I'm not saying that you need to know in detail everything that's going on, but that information helped because we were able to look back into things and try to get that person squared away and get the seller squared away, because not just because, they have made medical problems, so they shouldn't be held responsible or liable, because that seller also created that invoice and they're looking for that income to come in too. But it's kind of a means to kind of a ground layer to work with and try to get things taken care of. Okay. So, it's rough. So, let me respond to this question real quick. It says, so if a seller is doing a sale and they have an item that is not part of the sale, but they show the item anyway and give the number, if that person who asked for the item to the person that's running, does it
be on the item first? Should the other person pass because they didn't be on the item?
Bid
on the item. Should they or should have told them to inbox them?
Okay. So hold on, Miss Fifth. I'm gonna get to you in a second. So I'm just saying what I understand from what you just asked, Miss Williams. You're basically saying that you have an item that you show that's actually not a part of your live show, but you do show the item and you give it an item number, right? And then you say that person asked for the item, because the person asked for the item first should that be the person to get it, or should you have told the person to inbox them? So I'm gathering that a person bid on an item, or they asked you about an item, you show an item, you give it a number, and they're the first person. And it's not actually part of your live show. So it might be something like they see something on a mannequin that may be dressed up. You're not intending on showing it. They ask about it, and then you're like, hey, this is such and such as item number, what you call it, and then you probably a dispute happens over that bid. If I'm understanding, do I understand that correctly? And you're asking, should you have maybe took that item and said, okay, let me inbox me about that item versus giving her an item number instead of, okay. So, Miss Tanya Alicia, I think we talked about that a couple weeks ago, right? And Miss Tanya Alicia kind of gave everybody in the comments a really good answer, and I told everybody to kind of find that answer. If you ever in a situation like that and you have an item, make sure you direct that whole traffic, that conversation directly to that person, and tell everybody, like Miss Tanya Alicia said, she'll say, hey, this item is for Miss Jackie Lilo. She said that she wanted to see this item, so I'm going to show it to her. If she wants to claim this item, she's going to be the first to be able to claim it. If she doesn't want to, then everybody else can claim it.
Right.
Or you can direct them towards your inbox. Mm-hmm. Okay? So that's going to be the right way to do it. And just an example of that, my wife had some candles the other day. A person jumped in and said they wanted all of them. So I said, hey, she's going to get first crack. She said she wanted to see the candles. My wife showed them. She decided to take all the candles. A few people were upset because they wanted some candles. So, they were upset, but I had more coming in anyway. So as soon as they came in, I was able to reach back out to those sellers, and they're like, okay, thank you. And then they bought them outside of the context of the live show. So lots of different ways you can handle that. You never want to get in a conflict on your live show, because you can't lose viewers and fees that way. So direct it towards them and let them know, hey, this person asked about it. They're going to be the one to get the first crack at it. If they don't want it, then the next person you can bid on the item number after that. Okay. So,
Miss Sherry said, I had a situation where I paid my invoice and I didn't get my package for a month and a half. I reached out to the seller, never answered any of my messages, and the seller was going live on Facebook, TikTok. I was like, how disrespectful. I wanted to tell everyone, but the God in me said, leave it alone. I got my package finally. Yes. So, and this, you should always ask when you shop with somebody, what is the shipping time frame? How do they ship? When do they ship? What's the payment method? You should always ask before you shop, because there's people. I met a seller and she said, I ship twice a month. Yeah. And I was like, what? Yeah. And she said, I ship twice a month. If you shop with me, you have to shop like 4 or 5 lives in 2 weeks. And then she said, then you can stack up, and if you want, she ships once a month or she ships twice a month. So while we ship in after every 2 lives or after every life, there are sellers, they ship in twice a month only, So you have to actually go ahead and ask before you shop, what's the shipping cost? Because you have a lot of people, they charging flat rates. Like they charge you a $10 or $15 fee, and you might only have maybe one item, and they say this is a flat rate, so you can buy as many items as you want. But if you don't ask, they will probably not tell you. Is it wrong? Yes, because they should announce, in front of the live, what's the shipping method, when they ship, where they're shipping from, how much you pay it, and all this. They should be always announced up front before you shop. And if the person is not doing it, then you have to ask. That's the safest way on this one.
Okay, so hello, Miss. I'm gonna run Miss Sherry's and Miss Cassandra together because they kind of go together. Cassandra Carter, thank you for that comment. Hello, if you pay your invoice, why would you have to wait weeks to get your package and you paid on time? You should not wait weeks to get your package, right? Correct. So
exactly.
So we stand on policy over here on Purple Passions, right? And if everybody remembers, I did a whole hit the mouse for me right there, babe. I did a whole skit, a whole presentation on this, right? On what your window is when you ship, what your window should be looking like going forward, what your payment time should be, if late fees are ethical or not, what should late fees be, based on the thrifting and consignment world and the world of business within that. Okay, I did a whole thing on that, right? And a lot of people probably didn't like what I posted and what happened, but it's just the facts of what it is, right? It should be 20 for your late fee. Should be after document. It should be 25% or what is going to be higher, between the invoice. I forget what exactly terminology it is, but if we stand on policy, we say that most invoices are due upon receipt. So we'll say that's 24 hours from when you make payment. So within 24 hours of you making that payment, it should be some type of feedback on a tracking number or when that package is expected to get shipped out. I say no longer than 72 hours because that is what the window is, 2 to 3 business days, unless you're dealing with weekends and the holidays. Okay, that package should be paid, and once it's paid, it should be within that. Actually, 48, but 72 is the longest extension of that window. Okay, and that package should be getting shipped out somewhere. Okay, that is what is the ethical business side. Now, that doesn't mean inside of someone's business they're going to do it that way. But on Purple Passions, this is what we tell people, okay? And when that person asks for a tracking number, if they've paid you, then and you said that you shipped it, you should be able to give them a tracking number, not falsifying one, not giving them a fake one, okay? So so that way they can track it and you should track it. If you practice good habits like I do, I'm checking every day three pages back on Pirate Ship to find out what's going on with my packages. So that way, like I had a person say, hey, we shipped this out in November. Why is it not here? I said, I'm already tracking that. I've got a tag on that package. I don't know why it's not here. It's definitely not within my state. It's definitely not in your state. It's in limbo somewhere. So I want you to put a tag on that too. And I do that to make sure everybody's getting the package because I do that this way. But the ethical business way is within 72 hours to get that package shipped out. Now, it could be delayed. You could be in a rough area. You might not be able to get to the post office hours. A lot of different things can come in between that. So I'm just telling you the business side of it and what we stand on. Now, what you have in your business, like my wife says, when you step inside of a different one, you need to ask and say, hey, what are your shipping methods? What are your payment methods? How long do you take to ship? How long do you expect payment? You need to know that because, you got like Miss Alicia, Miss Tanya Alicia, she requires payment fast, but she's shipping fast too. So as quick as you are getting that, you're sending that payment, as quick as she's shipping out too. And if there's any changes, she's letting you know that. And if she's not going to be there to ship, she said, I don't want your payment. I'm gonna wait till I get back or whatever I'm doing, and then I'm request that payment. So that is the way that it should work. There's no way that you should be waiting a month. And there's no way that, like Miss Carter said, if you paid, that you shouldn't have a tracking number. You should be waiting weeks for a package. Okay? And if it is, it should not be on the fault of the shopper or the seller or vice versa. We should be looking at the post office and say, why isn't my package delivered? Okay?
Right.
And we should have something to stand on, tracking number, message, or inbox message or something to say, hey, this is what the issue is. This is what we're dealing with that package that you paid for. Okay?
And next point, tracking number. So if you shop with a seller and the seller said, I shipped your item, this is your right to request a tracking number, okay? Mm-hmm. It is also what we doing, we ship with Pirate Ship, and as soon as I put in your label and I print your label out, you get automatically a information per your email saying that your package was printed and is in transit now. Or will get picked up from the carrier, and it's on the way to your house. This is what's happening. You get an automated email message into your emails. So, and like Latoya also said here, if you shop with a seller, please like and follow the seller's page.
Yep.
Okay?
Amen.
Because with that, you can always track, you shop with this person, this is the person's name. I have a lot of shoppers. They message my business page and they say, I shopped with you yesterday. And I said, no, I wasn't live yesterday. With whom did you shop? Oh, she had glasses on and she was blind, whatever, So there is people, they don't even know with whom they shop and they're shopping. Mm-hmm. So please like and follow
that person
seller with whom you shop, that seller and the seller's page. And if you have to message that person, you message directly that seller. Okay, this is very, very important.
And package, and like our admin also said, packages should be packed with love. The same care that you show, the same way you package it. Again, we're not sending it in dryer sheets. We're not showing it and throwing it on the floor. We're not pulling it off the floor. We're not pulling it off the bed. We're not pulling it out of trash bags. We're not shipping in trash bags. We're not shipping in Walmart bags. We're not shipping in paper bags. We're shipping things the right way, okay? Because every time, excuse me, they are not. Whew. Do some talking today, right? Mm-hmm. Every time they're not contacting us, they're contacting me and asking me what's going on. And then, like I said, I'm trying to bring you guys the correct format and how to do things.
Be smelling like
if you do it like that, right? Yeah,
right.
It should be smelling like it should be smelling like reefer. Should be smelling like mildew. Should be smelling like smoke. It should be smelling like last night's fried chicken. It shouldn't have animal hair, cat hair, all that stuff on there. Okay. Make sure you have your stuff in a clean, tidy area. If you got to wash it and you got to get some sense out of there, I'm gonna give you the trick. Go get you some Gain, get you some baking soda, wash it, tidy it, iron it, and it's gonna get all that stuff out. Okay, baking soda. All right, oldest remedy.
Thank you for sharing.
So
thank you for tagging.
I want you guys to understand that. Okay, so those are some of the like kind of the issues that we're dealing with right now. As a whole, I think as a community we're doing well. But I'm like I said on my policy, I'm hoping to have my policy page up where everything's going to be there in front of you. Okay. But most of the policies have been posted at a time or two. So if you need to know that policy, reach out to me before you make that mistake and then be like, oh, I didn't know. So I want to discuss the layaway program, okay? So a lot of people ask me about the Purple Patch layaway program. And
Hey, Miss Liz.
it's a beautiful thing, okay? So that Purple Patch layaway is initially set up for high dollar items, okay? But you know, we actually do it for more than that, okay? So we sat down with the admin team, with my wife, and we all kind of sat down and just put together how do we want it to go. So the program actually was thought of by Miss Trisha Michael, one of our members, and then we kind of all put it all together, right? So basically, what that means is this: the layaway program is just like the old school layaway program. Okay, you're gonna collectively shop for a certain limit. I'll let you know what that limit is if you choose to do it. Okay. Because it varies on who I'm dealing with, because I kind of know my demographics of people and what load you can and can't handle. So I'm not going to throw that just a number out there, right? But I think the minimum number is what, 77. The minimum number is 77. So you're basically shopping for 77 at 77 or plus, right? And you're going to have 60 days to pay that off with us. Okay. That's all it is. Initially, you're going to pay 25% of that. You're going to pay a $5 holder fee, which you will receive back at the end for us holding it. You know, if you miss a payment, then you lose the items. You're not adding to that items. One invoice is going to constitute that legal document, and it's going to be just set like that, and everything's going to be documented in there. I've got 2 people that's doing it, and I believe they left reviews on it. So if you want, I can send you actually what the program is. So let's say, for instance, so let me give you an example of what I'm saying. Let's say, for instance, you shop for $125, right? You're going to be paying $120. You're going to be paying 25% of that, right? So you're going to be paying $20, $12, $24. You're going to be paying $30, right? Initially $30. That $30 is going to come off of that. So you're going to owe $90 on that. You're going to have $90 from that set date that you paid, and we're going to put it in bi-weekly format all the way until for the next 60 days for you to pay that out. Once you pay it out, we're going to ship your inventory to you. So it's essentially 2 months, 4 pay periods. We're going to send that out, and then we're going to ship it out to you, okay? If you miss a payment within that, then you lose the items, okay? So it's fair, square. It's no tricks or nothing to that, okay? So,
and we have a few people already that use it, and we call our layaway program is the Purple Pay.
It's Purple Pay, okay? And it's and I don't think it's no other stipulations in there to that, you know. And I try to work things based on, you know, sitting down with that client and getting your information and working that out with you. So it'll be a little bit more in detail. Everything we talk about and discuss will be written up. Well, that first payment constitutes that document. It will go through a payment method of Square, PayPal, etc. And we're gonna push you through. It's not gonna be no interest and none of that stuff on there, okay? Just straight through, okay? Most places are gonna charge interest. I'm not doing that. I'm just, I know some people want to shop and there's things that they want and they want to put it together. So I'm trying to give you a means and a methods to pay. So if you're interested in that program and you want to, contact me and I will square you guys away on that program, and I will give you the policy on that. And just in case I forgot a few things on it, but I'm going to shoot you that policy and we'll get you squared away on that. Okay. So, that is what it is. I've been getting a lot of questions about that. I've got about probably 7 or 8 requests. I want to let you guys know that. Also, if you are interested in going monthly, okay, if you want to do monthly, you can choose to use the Purple Pay for that too. Okay. So if you want to say, okay, I want to do Purple Pay and I want to go unlimited for $50 a month, you can use Purple Pay for that too. That is a whole different contract, but I will do that up for you too. Okay.
So with that said, if you want to not only unlimited, if you want to book lives on Purple Passion,
right? If you want to book a set of lives too for the month,
you say, okay, I want to make, let's say, 5 lives, and you don't have the fundings, and you would like to, put it on Purple Pay, then you can do that too. You can put the unlimited for $50 on Purple Pay as well. So you can pay it off basically. So you can do that too.
Right.
And with that said, now hopping off to a different tema real quick, we have until Christmas the midnight lives for free. If anybody wants to go live at midnight, you can hop on for free and do a free midnight until Christmas. every day. Every day, our slots open. Reach out to me or to Miss Latoya. She has a calendar. And we can book you for the midnight. This is completely free, and you have 3 hours to sell your items from 12 till 3. Okay, now back to the layaway.
Right. So just to reiterate that, so you hear midnight lives from 12 to 3 are free until December 25th. Okay, That is Christmas. Until Christmas Day, midnight lives are free. So if you want to jump on those midnights, you will have from 12 to 3 to sell your items. Preferably, I would like to see my sellers on for 2 hours. But if you just do an hour and a half, that's on you. But you have that 3 hour window to sell your items. You're going to be dealing with a lot of the West Coast. You're going to be dealing with Hawaii. You're going to be dealing with a lot of those opposite time frames, and they can be really, really good potential clients out there. I know anytime that we went back in the day when we went on those midnights, we did very, very well. We're very successful, and we touched base with a lot of those, Washington, Cali, Hawaii, and we still have a lot of those clients here still with us today. Okay, and we touched with them, and I say that was like a year and a half ago. We touched bases with them, so. It's an opportunity, for you to get on there. And plus, you may feel a little more comfortable trying to get into your groove on, for your midnight live. So if you're a seller and you want to jump on some midnight lives for free, you have that option all the way until the 25th, Christmas Day. Okay. So, Christmas, we're going to be closed because we want you to spend time with family. We're really, really big on family.
Yeah. So we're going to be closed on the 24th and on the 25th.
Yeah, on the 24th and 25th. A lot of people may be going live like, hey, I'm going live. Hey, spend time with your family. I just take it from me, spend time with your family if you can. You never know, how long you're going to have your people and enjoy them while they're here. It's too late when they're not. Okay? It's too late when they're not. And I just take it from me. I spent so much time until me and my wife, when I finally came back from those last few deployments, everything, I was older then and things made more sense, and I appreciate every holiday I get with my family because I miss so many. So I'm telling you, spend time with your family, spend time with your children. It's important. So Midnight Lives are there. Make sure that you guys are, check out the layaway program. Okay. So, I know a lot of people have been messaging me. I wanted to cover it on the news break. So I didn't get back with you guys. Okay. And we can work out things. You may have something going on and you might say, oh man, my Afterpay's not working. Something's not working. Get with me and then we'll work out whatever it is. Okay. Like I said, I work with people and we're working with people. That's what we're doing here at Purple Passions Boutique. Okay. I don't say that everybody's going to do that, but I like I said, I wish more people would, but everybody runs their business. I'm not telling you how to run your business, but if anybody comes to our business, I'm gonna stand on business. I'm gonna give you policy. I'm gonna give you what's the truth is. No faking, okay? So,
hey,
how you doing?
Desiree.
How you doing, Miss Desiree? I want you guys to be checking out the book club, the book bazaar. Okay.
Yes.
For my readers, that's only going to get even better. I want you guys checking out Purple Passions Essentials because we got our beauty products in there. Okay, from pure olive oil soaps to face tonics to get rid of wrinkles, and I'm telling you, it works. To getting rid of pain, mental health, stress, beautification, soft skin, getting rid of blackheads and pores, and it smells super fantastic. We got vitamin C shots for the face. We got all that good stuff there. We also have our VIP page. Keep them coming, admin, because I'm forgetting some of them pages. You and my wife got so many. We got the VIP group. Go check that out. The VIP, the prayer room. Miss Jackie Lila, I want you to go post what's going on with your leg in there so you can get some good prayers and get some good support over there in the prayer room. Okay. So when you guys are hurt, you need healing, you need something like that, let's take it to the prayer room. And as a community, let's try to build our people, whether it's in word or in prayer. Let's try to do our community justice by promoting positive things. So go to that prayer room if you need it. If you're feeling down, go to the prayer room. Let somebody know.
The prayer room is maintained by my husband's mom, and she has a church in Florida, and the church is called Lifetime Ministries. And her name is Mary King Faust, and she is a actual pastor, and she is maintaining the prayer page. So a lot of people reach out to her and she was praying over the phone with them, with certain things. So you can do that, and she will contact you, she will message you, she will call you, like she does all this. Okay, so this is nice, and we are very happy to have her too.
Yeah. You may have some women things you want to talk about, some personal things, and you can say, hey, can we talk on the phone? And she'll set that up where you talk on the phone, and it'll be confidential, and you guys will talk about whatever it is you need to talk about. I have a few of my clients that call her directly and talk with her. Okay, so get some womanly advice. She maintains the women's group out there. She's volunteer at the thrifting places out there. She's she's everywhere. I'm Miss Mary's son. That's how they refer to me. But everybody knows my mother. So, and she just does a lot of work in the community. Very positive things. So, reach out if you need something over there in that way. Okay.
On another note, I want to announce that that I will have the Hilton line within Purple Passion Boutique. This is the Hilton collection, the pillow and bed sets from Hilton. Right. So if anyone is interested in this, I have a pillow set, a Hilton garden pillow set. They are all brand new. They come completely sealed, and they're going to be 2 for $30. So I had already those posted, and they were, like, I had, I think, 10, and they were gone so quick. Yeah. So I had to reorder from Hilton, and when they come here, I will post them on my page again. If you want to pre-order, let me know. Inbox me. I get a whole bunch of them, okay? If you like, they're queen size pillows. If you like those comforters with it, okay, let me know, inbox me, and I can give you a price for that too, or a whole price for the whole bedding set. Yeah. But this is a Hilton line.
So this is going to be the Hilton line, plush, luxury,
authentic, original,
authentic, down and
you can put it on layaway too.
Down and dug in feathers. Yeah. The good stuff that you're supposed to be sleeping on. So we're gonna have that line here. Yeah. So if you're looking for anything like that, let us know. We've already got people that are already in line for it. Our first order already went out the door, okay? So if you're looking for that, then let us know, it is available, okay? Mm-hmm. So,
well, pre-orders on live sets. Yes, we covered this in the beginning already.
Yeah. We covered that.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, we did that.
We did cover
it
already. So, again, if somebody asks you, to send money because they want to order something for you, the answer is no. Don't do that.
Yeah, you guys know I covered that. We're not doing no pre-orders, okay? Either you got it on hand and you don't,
If you want to do pre-orders, write it down, order it yourself, and then when your item comes, you can sell it.
When you have it on hand, then you're welcome to do it. We're not doing that. We don't want no problems and no drama, okay?
Yes.
And just always remember that.
That's a sexy retro.
What we talk about, how we do business on Purple Passions is not going to be the same anywhere else you go. Mm-hmm. And I can't, like I said, I can't step on what happens outside of the context of what happens on a different platform. Okay, so always know that. All right, so don't throw Mr. Clark in there because Mr. Clark can't step in there like that.
Yes.
Yeah. So as of January 1st, there will be cancellation fees coming to Purple Passions Boutique. Now, I'm just gonna be flat out and say it. And the reason why is because of people not following policy on this. That's why. It shouldn't be that you have to chase down people to fill a slot, because you got to understand this is a working thing. If I have you slotted and you take that slot, then you need to let me know ahead of time so I can fill that slot, because that slot is about my algorithm. It's about your algorithm. It's about maintaining that page and that business and that schedule. And from my wife and to the admin, they're putting in a lot of work on this page. Okay. And when they're doing their thing, and then at the last minute you cancel, and if you're going to cancel or not. A lot of people say, oh, I don't know. I understand if you have an emergency, it just pops up. That's something different. But when you're going to cancel, cancel the right way. Let the platform owner know that I'm canceling. She can get with her scheduler, and then she can get that spot taking slot filled, okay? Because that's important. Everybody's trying to fill slots, and we're anticipating you. Your fans, your clients, they're waiting on you to be there. They're anticipating you. They're setting up for you. And all of a sudden, last minute, you're not showing up. That hurts the whole the whole family, the whole community, okay? So cancellation fees will be upcoming regardless. So that way people understand that there's a right way to do things, okay? And maybe we go away from them in the future once everybody gets themselves in line with what that Shima is. But you should let somebody know ahead of time. It is policy. It's always been that from when we were free all the way until now, okay? You need to let somebody know in advance when you're canceling, okay? It's not fair and it's not right to just all of a sudden cancel or don't show up, okay? I don't know what the fee is going to be as of yet. We're going to kind of gauge that through the next few weeks, and then we're going to come together and decide what that's going to be going forward, okay? But as of January 1st, expect that if you are a seller on the platform, okay? Do not be a no-show. Do not be a person that just decides to cancel. It is a big deal. We want you there, and and we're anticipating you too, And like I said, it hasn't been a huge problem, but it's still a respect thing, right? And this is about respecting the platform. We respect you enough to reach out to you and say, hey, are you canceling or not? And try to fill that slot, or even reach out to you and say, hey, come here for free, or here, take this rate, or don't even worry about it, just come on and go live. We're doing that. So we only ask for that same respect back because that's courtesy, okay? We're not asking for you to kiss our feet. We're just saying, hey, let's communicate, figure out what's going on, and then you can not be in your slot, and we can fill that slot, okay? Let's work together on that. Let's be a team. Let's be a unit. There's no I in team. There's a me, and the me part of it is selfish. Let's be a team. Let's be a unit, and let's move forward as a community, okay? So we appreciate all of you sellers and shoppers too. I want you guys to understand that.
Yes.
So much, all right? Because you guys have been super fantastic. You guys have been beautiful. You guys have been really, really great for this year. I hope you guys have had a great year of Purple Passions Boutique, okay? We officially opened, I think December 13th is going to be that 2-year mark for us. But, we always say February is actually the anniversary for Purple Passion, because I don't think we sold one thing until February, right? So I don't even know if we was open. We was open and wasn't selling nothing, right? But but I know that was the day that I got everything set up for my wife on the 13th, and we weren't really active. We got active in February, but that's when we were putting together the process.
That was when Purple Passions was born.
Yeah.
Purple Passions Boutique, the platform. We opened with the platform. Yeah. You back?
I'm back. Yeah.
So, we opened the platform for about 6 months right now, right?
Yeah.
5-6 months. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Well, no, not even that. September, October, November. 3. Well, no. Yeah, the platform. Yeah, about 6. Yeah,
about 6 months. So the platform Purple Passions Boutique is about 6 months open right now, and it is nice. I cannot say that I'm disappointed or anything, because we was free all the time until the disappointment came, because people was taking advantage and did a lot of canceling, not show up,
Right.
Things like that. But you will always have people like this. But for those who are sticking with us right now, I would say, who are supporting Purple Passion Boutique and who come live, who go live, and those shoppers who are here, I want to say thank you so much to everyone, because can't do it absolutely without you.
Yeah, we love our candle.
We love our candle.
We love our candle.
I can't do it absolutely without you. But no, we really can't, because without you is no us. That's the truth. Right.
And also I want to speak on training. Training was $25.
Thank you, Mr. Mara.
And training went up to $50. And the reason why the reason why it went up is because if anybody's even done training with me, you guys know that you guys have been in training with me for about 2.5 hours. 2.5 hours of raw, uncut information.
Yes.
Right? Raw, uncut information. Right? And actually, it's going so long for you that had to do it that I've actually cut it short. I probably need to be in there 3-4 hours in order to give you guys all the training that you're going to need. Okay. So, and hell, pretty soon I may be going into seminars, with this training.
Well, with this training, what my husband is doing, you get the bot training. You get the bot training. You get the training how to go live.
Well, you
get paperwork that you can read after that, and you get free lives, and you get the option to always message and stay in contact and question whatever is necessary.
So what you're gonna receive is that you're gonna receive documents and paperwork. You're gonna receive a checklist of what we're doing. You're gonna receive frameworks. You're gonna receive everything, our policies, everything that we're standing on, why we're standing on it. Okay. And then you're also gonna receive 3 free lives. You're gonna receive bot training. You're gonna receive shipping training. You're gonna receive the whole 9 yards. Okay. When you step inside this training module with me, right? And I'm gonna give you everything that you need to know from the start. How long should you be accepting rights? How do you accept rights? You're gonna get that whole thing from start to finish, and you're gonna be able, like I said, you're gonna be able to operate by yourself, when you finish up. But you're gonna get 3 free lives, okay, on top of that, and it's gonna be beneficial. Also, on the first 2, we're gonna be kicking you guys out our creed, our Purple Passions creed for sellers. I'm gonna have every seller sign that and get it back to me, okay, and agree to what that standard is going to be, okay?
Latoya, you don't need training.
Sign me up for training. I'm already training you, admin. We got another class coming up anyway.
And also,
but we're gonna put them underneath that creed too. I want you guys to. That's a good idea. We're gonna do that. I want you guys to be underneath that, and I want you guys operating underneath that, okay? And if in the event that you can't, I want you to be able to look back and say, "This is the standard that you set. This is what you decided to do. This is the creed of the Purple Passion thrifted and consignment seller." Okay.
Right. And when you are a brand new seller that never ever went live before, okay, we have our training platform, which is Miss Coleman's platform. And this is Latoya Coleman. She has Tutu's Blessings, Thrifty and Accessories. And when you take training with my husband, you will get the first 2 lives on Tutu's Blessings. So she will also train you in the live. She will be there for you. She will be showing you things, and then you get 1 free live also, or maybe another 2 on Purple Passions. So we're gonna work with you until you're ready to roll alone.
And
okay?
she may and Miss Coleman is a veteran too. She's been
training
in the Thrifting Streets for a long time, so she'll be giving some of the training too. Once she has all our policies together, because I'm doing so many policies. I got her behind right now. Yeah. But we're doing refreshers, we're doing training. Training is any time that you need it or any questions that you have, even refreshers.
Whenever you want, we take appointments.
I'm a firm believer. If you work with any type of agency or anything like that, we're always doing train-ups. Even if we already know it, or maybe something you forgot, we're always doing train-ups. It's mandatory. So refreshers are good. I'm ex-military, so we're doing those train-ups in order to facilitate what's going on, because things change all the time, all right? And I would just want everybody to be more familiar with our policies and be more familiar. So, I would like to do a training when I have, 6 or 7 people and do a training.
Miss Tanya, you don't need no training. So you are a supreme
and Miss Tanya don't need any training, because I tell you, a couple of weeks ago when she broke down that question that I got asked, like I said, I learned something from her. I don't know everything, but I promise you I can definitely go to some people and get some answers. So, and like I said, I know I can, from people that have it, like I said, Miss Coleman, she's seasoned, Miss Tanya's seasoned, what Miss Janice is seasoned, Angela Girl season, Angela season. I got a lot of them on Miss Minnie's season too.
Oh yes, I do.
we got a lot of seasoned people on there, so. I just try to keep everybody up to date and up to speed. So that way, if you ever have a problem, you know exactly how to deal with it on your own too. That's important. Then you can see how things can apply for your business too. But I want everybody to be successful, and that's the major thing. To be successful is hard. To be at that same level and that same rate every time you step on a live is hard too. I want to tell you guys something. Every live that you do is going to be some things that you do better in this live than the next live, and it's going to be vice versa, right? So you're always going to be trying to get that perfect live. But guess what? You got to keep doing it, okay? And it's don't be a lot of people like, oh, I don't need you telling me anything. I've been doing it for so long. Well, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah. You can feel that way. Shoot, I got a mama, right? And then guess what? My mama don't stop telling me stuff no matter how old I am, right? Because I'm still going to be her son and she's the mama. So if you feel that way, then you must not need parents either, right? Since you know everything. But, like I said, I got a mama. She's still correcting and giving guidance, because that's what you do. That's what life is. Life is all guidance and training, Yeah. You don't come with that instruction manual, but you got to get it from the best people around you.
And we learning too.
So we learning too, like those situations we dealt with just over the past couple weeks, was like, whoa, you know. So, and like Miss Alicia said, we can always learn more, and that's what it's about, you know. So, you know,
I remember when I started, I had training. My training was 30 minutes and
yeah.
and 5 papers basically online to
Mhm.
read, and that was it. And the rest I had to learn by myself, and we had to figure things out. But I went on myself with different other sellers, seasoned sellers, and they trained me too. And
I think the best training that I think we actually got was from hashtag cute items.
Hashtag Cute Items
yes.
gave me a very, very good training, and I will never forget this, and I'm very thankful for that. She gave me a very good training.
Yeah.
Yes.
She gave and I even stepped in for a little bit of that training too, and that training was phenomenal. You know, and it kind of put me up on what I was supposed to be doing in the background, even as a support. And then I think she sends you that train up like and that's what I do. I send that train up back to you. You get that follow up too, and to check to see how you're doing. And if I haven't followed up with you, then you let me know and we can do that follow up. I believe I've taken care of everybody. I may have gotten a few, I don't know. But that was one of the things that I learned a lot from her, you know. So and watching a lot of people too. It's a lot of season ones too that you can watch too and see how they get in there. You know, that's how we learn dressing standards and different things. And I always say with Miss Tanya Alicia, you know, she's got just great ideas and what type of, you know, scenarios and scenes that you're bringing to each live event, you know. So look at those things. Those things are phenomenal, you know, to know and to do.
And I want to add something too. Would you say selling standards, right? So what my admin team and I and my husband saw lately, and this is something I don't know where this is coming from, but lately I've been seeing this a lot, and it's kind of disturbing to me. So sellers are going live. They picking up an item from a rack. They showing it from all the sides, and then they throwing it on the floor. Okay, so and I do not want to say no names, you know, but this is what I have been seeing. So and then here comes my admin. She messaged me. She said, "Go and look at this. Oh my God!"
Yeah.
She threw it on the floor.
We got a purple police, you guys.
We got a purple police. We got a purple police. So I'm looking at this and I'd be like, why? Why are you showing this item? Why are you taking it from the hanger? And why are you throwing it on the floor? Because I don't know what is on your floor, first of all, right? I don't know if you have cats. I don't know if you have dogs. I don't know if your floor is clean. I don't know, right? But it's on the floor. So after the live, she would have to pick it up from the floor, dust it off or whatever, and then put it in your package. I don't want an item like this. I want it on the hanger. The same way how it was on the hanger. Yes, and I never did on anything.
you starting stuff. See, here y'all go. Always at the end of the show. See,
Miss Sandra, for real. So I'm like, oh my God. I see people having stuff on a dryer, on a washer. I see people having. Why don't you hang it on a hanger and have it nicely and neatly where you had it from? Why you gotta throw it on the floor, you know, and have it in odd places in your life? I do not understand this. This is not cool. Because when you go in the store, right, what are you doing? You picking it up from the hanger, and then you're supposed to hang it back. You don't throw it on the floor, walk over it, and then pick it up. This is not cool, you know. I don't know.
Well, some of this is something that I'm working on too for you guys too, to understand that investing in your business, right? And investing in your business, you know, it's so much you can do. You know, if you're a jewelry seller, you kind of got a display. You got rotating displays that rotate around, and you can video stuff like that, right? You got different props that you use to show different things for racks and clothes, and different hangers are used. You know, this is investing in your business mannequins, you know, different things. Okay, so if you're not there yet, that's understandable. But we're talking about just you show it and you're like, okay, you know, and you might be grabbing from the other bag on the other side, you know.
Here, take that. So, do this. No. Demonstrate it, how they do it. Demonstrate it. So this is how that looks. And this is a beautiful blouse, is what I said. This is a beautiful blouse. Look at this. Gorgeous. You
see this blouse? Mm-hmm.
Then they take it off the hanger.
Right. You see this? All right. This is extra large, okay? Short sleeve. Got the little bell sleeve.
Yeah,
look at all those color screens. You know, isn't she nice?
They take it off the hanger.
All right. It's going to be item number 312. Item number, item number 327, okay? And then...
yeah, just like that. So, and then it's on the floor.
Then they go into the next item, right?
Then it's on the floor. And my question is, why? What is the purpose of this? I don't understand this.
And that for me is crazy. That for me is crazy, you know, and you know,
with the hanger. They toss it with the hanger too. So
you gotta be ready to go.
Yeah.
You gotta be ready to go, okay? So have your stuff together when you're ready for your lives, okay? You know, be prepared. You know, that's the biggest thing. You know.
Next thing is when you sick and you have boogers, okay? So,
oh God, you really gonna go there?
Yes, I saw that too. So I saw that too. I was watching it myself. So that person was showing items. She was obviously sick. She had a cold, and boogers was running down. I mean, snot was running down.
It wasn't boogers. She had a snot line coming down, getting her to touch the top of the lip. And then and then I think it left from there, like it sucked back in, and then it came back out later on, right?
It was
weird, right? I didn't know if she was playing with it, doing it on purpose, or it was weird, right? So I was like,
so with that said, right? She took the whole hand. She took the whole hand and wiped the snot in her hand, and then touched the next item.
You know, she just, you see my face. I'm like,
so. Yes, so we have seen it all.
She grabbed it, and I'm like, oh God. So I start scratching my neck and getting nervous. I'm not even there. I'm scratching my neck, getting nervous. You know, I'm like, she giving free COVID, free flu, free Nora. You know, I don't know what's going on. Like, she just, you know, I mean, she completely, like, you know, and I was like, it was like she had snot lipstick. It was. And
that was not on purpose passions, okay? That was not on purpose.
It wasn't one of my sellers. They might have got restricted and not been able to come back.
There was somebody else, but I'm just saying, I saw it, okay?
But it was you know, when they was in there, they're perfectly comfortable, and they're like, this item is, and I'm like, that item is damaged now. It's damaged goods. The item is no good. You know, you need to do a blanket statement for that one. You know, that's just
the next book.
I'm telling you that it was a bad one. You know, she kept sucking it in, sucking out. Yes. Then finally, I guess it just got too much to the top of the lip, right? And I guess she didn't want it to run down to the side, and she just and it made a sound too, and I was like, oh, that's gross. That is, oh my God.
Yeah.
You know, so. You know, can't shop with them, right?
but also, pay attention if you shop with someone and the person is eating on the live, drinking, you know, having a party with snacks and all kind of stuff. Yeah. You don't want this, and then the person be touching items with this. I'm always saying this: watch this because it's not what you want.
Yeah,
because you have grease then on it. You have all kind of like when you have a time frame for your life. Let's say you go for 90 minutes. In this 90 minutes, you should be able not to drink or eat. Okay, you can have water on the side or a straw. That's okay, you know. But having, you know, chicken wings and mashed potatoes, you know. Chicken wings, mashed potatoes, you know, chicken fingers, whatever, dippers. And then everything is on the clothes, you know. What's not? No, we're not doing that.
Yeah, that one. I saw one. She was getting down. I mean, she was eating. She was talking. She had like a little mayonnaise right there. Then stuff was flying out of her mouth too. And then she had crumbs from when she was biting, right? And she was getting busy, and she was sipping a drink too. And I was like, whoa, like, I mean, she made the food look good, right? I mean, it looked like that sandwich was serious, right? It looked like it was serious.
I'm professional.
But man, them clothes that was underneath.
You get chicken crumbs, everything on it.
Yeah, so I'm like, you get everything, you know. So I don't think anybody wants that. And also, one last thing, all right, lighting. Work on your lighting, okay? That's been a complaint that I got about 3 weeks ago. I forgot to mention it. lighting in the lighting when you're doing your lives. Okay, try to give yourself the best lighting and give your clients the best way to view that item. I don't want them messaging me.
Exactly, Miss Daisy Ray. Yes.
And they say, what do they say? They say, they say, well, the items is not the same as when I saw it on the live show, right? And at that point, I'm like, well, that's 50% everybody's fault, right? That's 50% your fault and 50% the seller's fault too, all right? I mean, because you stayed there for the full hour and a half, right? So
that's
you can actually review it, right? So that's okay.
Yeah, it is.
So.
Yeah, but lighting, and I want to say something to that with the lighting in the room. So you have time, right? You have all day time to prepare for your life, right? You have maybe 2 days or 3 days time, to prepare for the for your life. So cut on that ring light, put that phone in, check out how your lighting looks, check out the item, act like you go in live and see how that looks. Do not sit in the dark, with that it looks like you have a candlelight just going, and try to show an item, or be too bright in there, that you look like you get struck by lightning, it is certain lives, you have
reflections
to,
and shadows on the wall.
Shadows on the wall and everything. Just make sure you test it out before you go live, because your customers will leave if they cannot see the item correctly, or they cannot see you correctly, or they feel distracted, it's too dark, too light, whatever. Your customers will leave because they will like, I don't like that. It's not the standard. They want light. They want to see what they buy. Okay, so this is just a hint on the side. Test your lights.
Yep, make sure you got great lighting. And with that said, Queens, do you guys got anything else for us? Because next you have Miss Tammy Morgan fluttering in from the Butterfly Den. I love it when she comes in. She says that flutter into the Butterfly Den, because I always have to put it. I'm fluttering in. I've been fluttering in myself, right? I flutter in too, right? So
how about when they tell you there is no time to answer any questions or give you every detail of the item? Yeah, this is so. You should answer questions. Like that's your job actually as a seller when you go live. I
did something on that too. That questions. That's like not answering questions is like a form of seller ghosting actually. And that's what I kind of did. I don't know if anybody saw that post when I put it up. That's a form of seller ghosting, because you're not answering questions about the item. So that way, if that person gets an item, they could be getting a product that hasn't been spoken for, but it's definitely representing your business because you sent them a product that you didn't actually stand on and speak about the correct way. Okay. So to answer questions is important. You're gonna lose viewage. You're gonna lose viewers. You're gonna lose clients. You're gonna lose your algorithm when you're doing that. Okay. So I want you guys to understand that answering questions is important. Now I understand some people be like, oh, I already showed that. I'm not gonna show it again. That may be how you run your business, but if you can show it, or come back at the end and say, hey, at the end, I'm going to come back. Keep that thought. I'm going to come back and I'm going to run it back to you at the end, but try to answer those questions and bring those things back, because I always say that, that's a potential sale. And if you look at that post, and if you need the post, I can send it to you. That post that I did, it'll tell you everything, the reasons why and why that's important. Because I can't remember off the top of my head, because I did that about 3 months ago. But I wanted people to understand that answering questions is important. I understand that sometimes when you're in a brief, you can't take questions until the end, and it's a lot of that. But I want you guys to understand that sometimes answering those questions really quickly is going to help, and I'm not referring to like payment and shipping, because that should be discussed at the beginning.
I have a customer that says I'm off-centered, help and give feedback on where I need to. No. I don't think that you're off-centered, Miss Tanya. I think you good, actually.
No.
I think you're good.
You gotta. We can talk offline about that, but you're not off-centered. You're actually exactly where you need to be. But when you ask questions
or request day to hear the answer. Yes.
And also, let me, and I forgot that's the other point of that too. Real quick.
We have 4 minutes.
I got 4 minutes. Okay. So, also that's the part of the that admin team that's there with you. They're there to cipher those questions, give answers to those questions. And as a community, it's good for you to come in and say, hey, she said that size is this is this brand and stuff like that too. I saw that happen on Miss Karen Burrow-Jones live one time. I saw a lot of the sellers from Janelle to I think Miss Toya, my admin, everybody was in there taking those questions from different people, okay?
Tammy need to write.
So, okay. So it's everybody's responsibility to try to come in and shelter that and protect that seller and help that seller out, okay? So, like I said, that's why we're a community. It's all something that we can do.
Yes.
Okay?
And I will be shipping out today. All the packages are going out today. All the ones that paid are going out today, okay? Just so you guys know.
Miss Tammy, I got you. I'm sorry. I'm going to hook you up right now. But if you guys don't have anything else for me, I've got to run. I got to get some rice. I got to do some things, okay? And Miss Tammy is next. She's already here. Miss Tanya, you're fine where you're at, okay? And I'll make sure that we're all viewing to see where you're at. But you're not off center, you know. You're right there where you need to be. And like I said, you give a good enough brief on everything that you're doing there that it shouldn't be no problem, nothing you're doing in there. You know, because you got a high standard, and you probably are the standard for what they need to be doing and saying in there. So, you guys have a good one. Thank you for being here. If you got any more questions, direct message me. I want you guys to have a blessed week. Love you all. Thank you for being you. Season's greetings. I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.
Bye, ladies.
Mwah.